Hey friend, welcome to Coffee Chat with Angie. Grab whatever you are drinking today and let's chat. Today I'm going to talk about one of the biggest reasons systems fail, and it's not probably what you think it is. It's not motivation, discipline, or willpower. It's something that I see all the time when someone really wants change, and that's diving in too fast. My name is Angie. Welcome to Coffee Chat with Angie. I'm a personal strategy coach. I support driven working moms to create rock solid systems at home. So dinner isn't a last minute scramble, kids' logistics aren't chaos, and self-care isn't an afterthought. Instead of guilt and exhaustion, you can finally feel present, energized, and in control of the life you are building while also having time for yourself. If you're joining the live or if you're catching the replay, I would absolutely love to know that you're here. Just say hi in the comments. All right, so a lot of times we go from doing very little or maybe one or two things and then trying to do everything at once. We have this huge goal, these wonderful desires, and the intention is great. All of the things that we want to do are valid and they're good. But typically that big of a jump, the system and our systems cannot survive that. So let's use a health routine as an example because this is such a common one and most people can relate to this. So let's say you set a goal with your health. You want to become healthier all around. And right now what you're doing is you are walking one day a week for 30 minutes, and that's great, but you want to increase that. So your goal is to count calories, walk every single day for 30 minutes, and then to go to the gym twice a week. Now, with that, you're also going to be drinking more water, and because you're counting calories, you're going to want to eat some different meals that are a little bit healthier. So you're going to be doing some meal planning and also prepping snacks to make sure that when you're hungry, you grab things that you want to grab versus the, chips out of a bag kind of thing. Now, it may sound like it's not that much, but it's really, truly a massive adjustment. And it's a big lifestyle shift, one that we want to maintain for more than 3 months or a year. So on paper, while all of these things are great and they're all healthy and they're all goals, probably many of us have, in real life, it's a lot all at once. So when you go from a little to a lot, one thing we don't realize that changes is the time commitment. Now, we know that if we are going to be walking every single day for 30 minutes, that there needs to be 30 minutes in those days that need to be cleared. So more workouts or more walking time does mean more time. And typically we can relate that to really good. But we don't think about more planning, meaning more thinking and also more time, or more tracking is more mental energy, which is also more time. And what people don't notice is all of these things will take up space, and we don't clear enough space out of our schedule to allow for it. So what happens is just normal things get put on the back burner. Things like rest. You aren't sleeping as often, which leads to you being more crabby or being more tired or getting sick more frequently. Or family time may suffer, and that leads to your family being resentful of these goals you're chasing. Or it could be other forms of self-care get put on the wayside. Maybe you absolutely love enjoying some time every single week with friends, and that's not happening because of these goals. And so it's left you feeling just not as excited about life, and you're wondering why. Another reason this gets overwhelming is the learning aspect. You're not just adding a habit, like let's take calorie counting, for example. So it's not just today you're not counting calories and tomorrow you are. Now, in our heads, it does seem like it's that simple, but then you dive into counting calories and you're thinking, oh my gosh, I have no idea like how many calories are in this apple, and you have to look it up. And then you're not sure how many calories are in your chicken, and the portion size that you're having for your chicken. And then you have to decide, oh, you know what? Macaroni and cheese was something I made quite a bit, and I really, like, that's not part of my goals anymore. And so I want to have different, healthier meals that I'm making. And it takes time to find those and prepare those, and you grocery shop different, and you are tracking your calories somewhere, right? Is that going to be pen and paper? Is that going to be an app? What is that going to look like? And are you tracking just the calories you're eating, or also the calories you're burning? So you have to decide if you want to do that as well. That's a lot of decisions going into the one thing that we thought was going to be simple of counting calories, right? So that is to show you that systems are built best when they're built in layers. And that's why calorie counting is just not one thing. It's several things. It's learning how many calories are in the foods you eat, a couple go-to snacks that you'll keep on hand that are fitting in what you desire, and some recipes that you are making that also fit in line with your goals. Making sure you have all of these foods in your house and deciding where you're tracking all of these things. All of those things are built into counting calories. And so as you add each of those layers, once each one of those feels familiar, then you can add the next. So maybe first of all, you're gonna make a list of, okay, these are the things I typically eat, and this is how many calories are in each of them, so you don't have to keep researching it every single day. And then once you have that down, maybe you're gonna figure out what kind of meals fall in line with what you want. And then you're gonna keep some of those snacks that are healthier on hand. And so each of those layers, once you have each layer stabilized, then you can add another and another. And pretty soon you're counting calories. And then you can add in the next thing. Is it gonna be walking for 30 minutes? 2 more times a week? Or is it going to be a one workout at the gym? You know, what are you going to be adding next? And are there layers that are going to be put into that, right? A system that grows with you will always last longer than one that you force overnight. Let me tell you that again. A system that grows with you will always last longer than the one that you force overnight. If something hasn't worked in the past, most likely it's not because you're not capable. And actually, I know that that's the case because you are 100% capable. It's most likely because you tried doing too much too fast. Simple systems create calm. Fast systems, they create a lot of pressure. And this is what I love helping women do, is to build systems that actually fit into your life in the season that you are in right now. If coaching was something that you have been curious about, feel free to reach out. I would love to have a conversation with you to see if it's a good fit for you or not. So know that peeling back those layers, starting small, is gonna give you lasting, sustainable results. I'm cheering you on into reaching all of your goals and your desires this year. I'll see you next time on Coffee Chat with Angie.